Hi, I'm Cindy, and I'm with Excite Experience, one of the owners. And I'm going to show you how I like to pack for a trip, okay? Everybody has their own way of packing, but this is how I pack. My first thing that I do is, in my mind, I figure out how many days am I going to be gone. This trip is going to be 4 days, okay? So I figure, okay, I need 4 sets of clothes. And I usually take the bottoms, and then I take like 2 tops for each bottom, just in case it's warm or it's cold, okay? Or if you spill something on it. So here is how I start. Okay, I'm going to put all of my slacks and everything in the top part of my suitcase. And I do this just because then, well, you'll see at the end why I do this. But I always make sure that the wheels are on the bottom here, because I put all of my heavy things right at the bottom, like my shoes, then my makeup, then some of my personal things on this side, okay? So here goes my slacks. Some people roll them, and that's fine. I like to sort of just layer them like this. That way I feel I don't have as many creases. But some people roll them and they don't have any creases, but I've never had any luck with that. So, and this is my 4th one, or 3rd one. And then my 4th one I have with this outfit, and I just left it in there with the top, okay? So that's my 4th one. But then we're going to have 2 days of where we're going to present things for Excite. So I need to have an Excite outfit. I usually just take 1 pair of slacks it's sort of like a uniform that Excite wears when they present things. So this one's going to go in there. And then I always take 2 tops, 1 for each day, because you never know. So there's 2 tops, okay? And then I'm going to put my, I forgot my slacks. I always bring blue jeans. And then naturally, the outfit that I'm going to wear on the plane. So these are all my slacks. And then here, I'm going to take some tops for these slacks. Take a sweater for the blue jeans. Maybe another sweater. I don't know how cold it's going to be. And then some fun tops. And these tops go with any of those slacks. And then I always take my swimming suit, because I don't know if Jay likes me in my swimming suit or what, but he always wants me to take my swimming suit. So I take my swimming suit. Which, by the way, I never wore and when I was in Hawaii because it poured rain. Okay, so this was my swimming suit. And my cover up. Okay. And then on this side of the suitcase, I put my shoes first. And I wish I had at least 5 of these bags, but I don't, because I put my shoes in there. I don't like to just put my shoes in the suitcase, because then if they're muddy or wet or something, then they get all over your clothes and everything. So there's one. And you usually don't have to take as many pairs of shoes as I do, but I do because I just like to change shoes. These are my shoes for our business meetings. Okay. So these are all of our shoes. Now, something I didn't put in here, because I didn't want to do it because Gage was here, but you know, your personal things, like your bras and your pants. Here is a towel, a nice little towel, and these towels are absorbent. So if you get them wet, they dry in a second, and then you can put them in here. I love it. I love that towel. And then I always put in something. You always have more stuff when you come home. So this is an extra bag in here, a big bag. But it's nice and compact. So you can put that in there. And I always take my water shoes because you never know if you're going to be outside or inside. So these are my water shoes. They'll all fit, don't worry. Okay, here is my little case of my jewelry. I always like to take a little case with all of your jewelry and stuff in there. So that's that. And these things, this is up to, oh, forgot my PJs. Gotta have some PJs. These are my PJs. Aren't they beautiful? These are my Hawaii PJs. Okay, and then these are personal things. These are things like toothpaste, you know, toothbrushes. I have some makeup in here. I have my shampoos and everything in here. And my hairspray and all of that. And some people have those long things that you can fill. And you can put all of this in there, plus your underwear and stuff like that. So you can use that too. I just use this, just something I use. And that plops in here, like this. Okay. And then I always take, they have these bags in every one of the hotel rooms for your dirty clothes. But I always take another one, just in case. And I always take a plastic bag just in case. I don't know why, I just do. Okay, so that's that. And usually, I don't know what the problem is, but I usually have this all full right here. So I'm sure I have more stuff. But then what I do is, these are my hanging clothes, my tops. Okay. And this is what I do because I don't like to iron. And here again, I usually buy the tops that don't need ironing. And I just sort of fold them in here. Works really well. Then when you get to the hotel room, all you have to do is take these and hang them up in the closet. And you won't have to iron. This one doesn't need any ironing. Thank goodness. And these don't need ironing. Thank goodness. Okay. And I just sort of fold them over. Like this. Make sure all the sleeves and everything are in. Sort of have to pull it down a little bit. zip it up. And hope that the zipper don't pop. I would usually I usually pack twice. I pack once and then I pack another time just to make sure I'm not taking too much stuff. But I always take too much stuff because I never know what we're going to do. And to tell you the truth, JJ is always so put together with everything. I don't want to look like an old bag next to him. So, and a lot of these clothes that I have with me are the ones that JJ picked out for me, little devil. Okay, so that's how that goes. And then I'm going to take this coat. I usually wear my Excite coat. But at night, especially when we're out having a drink or something, we don't like to wear our Excite coats. I guess we just don't want people to realize that we're human. And we do have a drink once in a while. And that goes on the top. And I believe that's all for this, okay? And then we just zip it up. And we're ready to go with this. But then I have my business bag that I usually fill. And I always take an extra pair of clothes because you never know if you're going to get stranded or not. And it's usually cold in the airport, for me anyway. So I'm going to put these extra clothes in the back of my bag here. Now remember, you can't take anything that is over 3 ounces on the carry-ons. You have to have that in your suitcase that you're going to check. Okay? Otherwise, they're going to keep it. But I always take my drugs. I fill my drugs and I usually have them in these little containers. But I don't have any metal or anything in here. No scissors, no tweezers, nothing like that. And I put that in there. And then my laptop goes in here. So I have a pair of clothes if I need it, and I have my drugs if I need them, in case we get stranded. And then in this one side, I put all my cords for the computer and for my telephone. My files that I'm working on right here. Pens and paper if I need them. And if you want to, you could put a few snacks in here. And then you have the water bottles right here. But here again, the airports don't want you to carry those in. They'll take them from you. But once you go through check out, then if you buy them and put them in here, they'll let you carry them on the plane. So that's what that's for. So then this is my business bag, okay? The thing is, the only thing that you have to worry about when you take a trip with Excite is to pack your bags and to get on the plane or the bus and go to your destination. Excite takes care of everything. We have your hotel, we have your meal reservations ready. We know if you can eat this kind of food or that kind of food if you tell us. Okay, we have all of your activities planned. We have guides that are on the bus, our guides, to help you make sure that you are there on time and what's happening the next day. We also have step-on guides for each area, pretty much, that tells you exactly what everything is. Like that's that kind of tree, or that's that kind of animal, or this is why this country does this. And I mean, you don't have to worry for anything. And if you are going out overseas, we usually give you a cheat sheet that shows you exactly how you should act and what you should wear and everything. So, and if you want to book a trip with us, which I hope you do, we have over 120 trips overseas and in the U.S. Just call our number at 402-293-9282 or look us up on the internet. And we have, it's called We on the internet, and you can sign up on that. And we're under Excite Experience, ExciteMyTravel.com. Is that it?
Yeah.